game. James Worthy, 10-time champ, Robert Horry. The Lakers take a 2-1 series lead in what was a very interesting game, a tale of two halves, if you will. But that's what the playoffs are all about. In the first half, a bit of a sluggish start, 18 of 31 from the free throw line, down 4 at the break. But then you go in, you make the adjustments. A 40-point third quarter by a collective unit for the Lakers. LeBron continuing to lead, and then Anthony Davis comes alive. But I think we should start with what we have seen very consistently, guys, throughout these 3 games in this series. The Lakers' defense. When it matters, they step up, they answer the bell, they get it done here in Game 3.
Take it, Rob.
Yeah. Second half is when you had to really key in on the defensive end. And it seemed like the Lakers was like trying to say, is Dame going to be himself because of his hand? But you got to realize it's his left hand, it's not his shooting hand. So they realized, okay, these 2 guards are coming out to play and trying to carry him. So in the second half, you go in halftime, you make these adjustments, and then you lift your defense up and you come out, you play a little bit more aggressive. And that's the sign of a championship team, able to go in at halftime, make some adjustments, like turn that knob just a little bit to make themselves go a little bit faster.
And you got to give them credit. Dame and CJ had it going in the first half. They had Portland exactly where they wanted to be.
Yeah, they did. It's hard to allow 2 guards to beat you. And I think the Lakers, recognized that in the third quarter, put a little bit more pressure on them, didn't give them the comfort shots, and then they turned it on a little bit as well. I thought Caruso and AD, that pick and pop situation really got hot. I thought Morris did a good job. I just thought collectively, as you said, in the third and fourth quarter, they did what they needed to do. It's, that's the nature of a 7-game series. Around Game 3, you're not going to get what you want all the time. You have to figure it out along the way. And that was the beauty of this game. AD kind of figured it out, sluggish start, wasn't hitting free throws. Then they figured out what they could do on both ends, and they came up with a good result.
Coming into Game 2 is about the response effect of Anthony Davis. He showed up. He did what he needed to do. I don't know if it's a response effect for LeBron James when you blow out Portland in Game 2, but he only had 10 points. And so today, he follows that up with 38 points, 4 of 8 from deep, 11 of 18 overall, 12 of 17 big game from the free throw line. Just in attack mode all night long, 22 there in that first half.
Yeah, that's leadership. And I mean, what he does is he sets the tone. And he set the tone for everybody else on the floor tonight. But what LeBron does is, he's a master of observing the game, as the game is being played and processed. Does what he needs to do, gets to the hole. Once he gets to the hole, he might throw a lob to AD or Dwight Howard. Backed up, shot to 3. He had the defense guessing a lot. And that's just a sign of a guy who's a student of the game and knows how to make those adjustments on the fly.
For me, I sit back, as I was watching Game 2, and LeBron had only 10 points, people was criticizing because they had only 10 points. I'm like, look at the score. They blowing them out. This guy has a shoulder a lot of stuff. And he goes out, even though they blew someone out, I think he took it upon himself. Like, they said I had a bad game. I'm going to go out there and show them what the king can do. And that's the sign of a guy that's saying, you know what, I am not down and out yet. A lot of people want to count him out. A lot of want to put these things on him. But, he's a true professional. Mm-hmm. He's one of the greatest basketball players ever played this game. And he went out and carried this team. He put them on their back, assists, almost a triple-double. So, it's not enough. It's so many people that say so many bad things for LeBron, about LeBron. I wish they'd just realize when you win a game, be happy.
How much do you think, because you guys know, when it comes to a 7-game series, you got to beat a team 4 times. And when it comes to moments like that, you had Anthony Davis rolling. You had KCP who was catching fire. It's an opportunity to that point, whether it's leadership, whether it's just simply empowering your teammates, but allowing them to have their time.
Yeah, it's like they expect so much out of LeBron. I guess he's Spider-Man, with great responsibility. So he goes out and get everybody involved. And that's the sign of great guys, the great leaders. I bet you guarantee if there's been someone like Steve Nash or Jason Kidd, it's been an awesome game. But because LeBron is always looked upon as a scorer and a guy who needs to lead his team by scoring, I'm like, you can lead a team by leadership, you can lead a team by assists, you can lead a team by rebound. It's not always points. In this day and age, everybody looks at the point side of the game, not the whole picture of the whole thing.
Absolutely. And I think, with LeBron, I mean, if you're his teammate, you kind of know when you need to support him as well. He sets the tone. He goes out of the game. I thought they did a good job of, picking up on his energy. When he was out of the game, Caruso and AD. So, yeah, and then before the game, he's verbalizing. You know, he took AD aside, talked to him, tell him what he needs, what he wants to do. So, yeah, LeBron has his pulse on every team he's ever been on, and he's always been able to enroll his teammates to produce.
When we talk a tale of two halves for the team as a whole, it was certainly that too as well for Anthony Davis. Again, just 6 points at the half on 3 shots. He finishes with 29, 11 boards, 8 assists. What'd you see from him out of halftime?
So I'm getting pushed around in the first half, you know, physically getting pushed around, and he got pissed. In the second half, he started going for offensive rebounds. He started doing some intangible things, going to the outs, blocking Damian's dunk right there. He got fierce, and when that happens, you know, he's unstoppable. And, you know, your mindset, you're not thinking about it. You're just doing it. You're not looking at the referees. You're absorbing the contact. Somebody made him mad. I think they pushed him around a little bit. Got him started, Rob.
You know, the funny thing about that, we said someone need to put a little gunpowder in your food to make you fierce. You know what they say back in the day?
Like you should have dogs.
Exactly. So someone put, you know, lit a fire under him. He came out, and sometimes you need to get smacked in the face and to wake you up. It's a lot of guys. You said don't make him mad at the game. Don't do this because it makes him play better. And I think he's one of those guys. Like if you make him mad, he's going to play better. It's almost like if you and his teammates, you were elbowing and pointing at somebody. He did it. You know, man, get it back. You know, for him so he can play better. But AD played awesome. He's attacking the basket. Anytime AD, to me, get 3 dunks in a game, that lets me know he's been aggressive.
That is 15 straight 2010 games for Anthony Davis, which we talked about in the pregame, and the company that he is a part of when it comes to that just dominating statistical category. Can you put in perspective just how great that is, though, at this level?
And he's young. He's young, what, 26? And Al, we got so much to see. You know, I had a coach tell me Coach Bill Burker told me one time, he said, players don't peak till they're around 30. 29, 30. So
look out.
We know we have to, you know, look forward to. If he gets a little tougher and gets stronger, he's going to dominate.
You think about the domination that he had. Remember, Portland made that adjustment at the start. They put in Hassan Whiteside and Yusuf Nurkic side by side. You would think to mitigate that, but he still had a field day.
Yeah, he still had a field day. I think when he did that, his antennas went up. So, okay, I have to go to my guard moment. And sometimes I'm like, no, you don't have to do that because they put bigs on you. Still go down the post and work. And it's almost like someone might have told him at halftime, get that guard mentality out of your head, go into beast mode, go be a big. And that's when he started attacking, started being aggressive. You know, I know he's going to be kicking himself in the butt for those free throws, but I thought overall he had an A-plus game, and he was just in attack mode in that second half.
We could sit here and talk about the Lakers' dynamic duo who put up 67 combined as the Lakers take a 2-1 series lead. But let's get to the highlight in case you missed the game. From the NBA campus in Orlando, LeBron and the Lakers looking to ready for Game 3 as they try to build off the momentum of Game 2's victory over the Blazers. For a little historical perspective, the Purple and Gold have a 31-4 series record when they win Game 3 of a series that's tied 1-1. We'll see if they can get it done. Tonight, Lakers play their first designated road game of these playoffs. Of course, it's more or less the same in the bubble. Game 3 between the Lakers and Blazers tip at 5:30. Over on ABC, we'll have all the storylines covered to get you ready. As we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by the Hall of Famer, Big Game, James Worthy, and of course, the one and only Big Shot, Robert Horry, wearing his...
Yeah, it's Carolina blue.
There you go.
Tar Heel blue.
I've always for Danny Green. This is going to get you out your slump, Danny Green. This is about you, even though people back home in Alabama are like, no, but it's all about Laker basketball right now.
Can't beat them, join them, Rob.
Yep. Mike Bresnahan is here. Mike Trudell is here. We'll hear from them in just a moment as we get ready for Game 3. The Lakers have evened the series behind Anthony Davis. 28-11 in Game 1. Wasn't that great as he made just 8 of 24 shots. In Game 2, he was unstoppable. 31-11, 13 of 21 from the floor, 3 of 4 from deep. And he did it all in just 29 minutes. He credited a pep talk from LeBron for his bounce back in Game 2.
I was really down on myself after Game 1. Like I said, I didn't feel like I performed to the level I needed to. And he let me have my moment, you know, and you know, kind of get on myself. And then, you know, he talked to me and said I was fine. He said it was one game. And as a guy who's won multiple championships and been in these situations before, he knows what to expect. He know what to expect from his teammates, and he just kind of was there for me to kind of encourage me and keep me level-headed.